If your team got guaranteed money, tell them call me.
Whoop. Make me say, my.
I done been around the world. Yeah, I was made for this.
Player Performance with J.A. Cavalier.
What up? It is Player Performance NFL Week 14. I, of course, am J.A. Cavalier, your favorite capper's favorite capper. Do us a favor. Go ahead, smash the like button. Appreciation is always appreciated. You guys joined us last week's show. We made a little bit of money. Not bad. Not bad. It's never a bad week when you make a little bit of money. I know we're going to get to it, which some of you guys have all been waiting for. We have not one, not two, but 3 Amazon gift cards to give away. I want to jump to that first before I forget. So we're going to make sure we give away 3 Amazon gift cards today. I promise you guys 3 for Thanksgiving in the spirit of giving. You guys know nobody does it like Why Lose. That's whylose.com, the letter Y, LOSE.com. Free picks, stats, trends, scores, odds, and more all over at whylose.com. Bernsey, give me that list of the gift cards. All right, so like I said, three $200 Amazon gift cards given away this week. The first one is R2 Productions CA921. That's R2 Productions CA921. You are our first Amazon gift card winner. The second of which is Ken Folks 6816. That's Ken Folks 6816. And then Jason Federic 3014. I'm sorry, 3041. That's our 3 Amazon gift card winners. Congrats to all of you guys. Everybody else, make sure you get to whylose.com. That's a little Y, LOSE.com. Always in the spirit of giving on this show, I'm going to give you free picks for every NFL game, break down the entire card, give you the information you need to beat the books. We're going to get to NFL Week 14. One sec. But first, let's recap Week 13 with Tessa Hall.
Back it up.
One more time.
All right, let's see that again.
Here's your NFL Week 13 recap. Battle of running backs. Henry and Barkley, new era. Advantage Saquon. Eagles are hot. It is real. The Russell Wilson hype is legit. The Steelers crush the Bengals. Is that Daniel Jones? No, it's still Sam Darnold. It's still the Vikings winning. The comeback year continues in a comeback win. Aaron Rodgers left Seattle with a loss, driving a bus straight out of the stadium with his teammates under it. Kirk Cousins has never met a pair of khakis he didn't like until he met Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers. The Panthers get slightly better every single week, but never seemingly good enough to actually win. Tampa gets a second straight. Jaden Daniels loves eating burgers. His team puts 40 burgers on most teams they play. Houston won a football game and murdered a quarterback all in one game. Los Angeles will start giving Puka Shell Nakua necklaces to all children. He might be the greatest receiver to ever live. Anthony Richardson, driving Joe Flacco to the retirement home himself after his 2-point conversion. Another Bears collapse. A coach fired because they don't understand time. Nothing new in Chicago. Drew Lock, a lock that he will never win a bet for if you mistakenly bet on him. Tyreek Hill might have more fun in that Miami jail cell than he has on the field for the Dolphins this season. Christian McCaffrey got one taste of snow, looked like a kid out of school, then had his season ended as the Bills threw snowballs and enjoyed a win. Jameis Christ tried his hardest to give us all a win, but those pick sixes will remain despite his prayers. That's your NFL Week 13 recap.
So not a great weekend for yours truly in the NFL, first off. Now, I couldn't come up with my NFL Triple Crown. I actually played a bunch of games. I liked a bunch on the card. Didn't actually just love anything. I didn't have those games to really sink my teeth into. So all of my likes became probably a little bit bigger than they normally would. That's not going to be the case this week. I have spots that I absolutely love. The Triple Crown. Click the link in the description below. Always posted on this show. Monday night also, Monday night wasn't actually even that bad, so I shouldn't even say also hurt. Monday night wasn't that bad. Monday night went 1-1. We had the Cleveland Browns team total over to 16.5. That covered in the first half. Actually also gave that out for free in the Telegram channel. Also a link in the description below. If you're not in the Free Pick Telegram channel, you're just missing out day in and day out. We drop free picks in that channel every single day. But I did have the Cleveland Browns. It was the right spot. Listen, I told you guys, I'd rather be good than lucky. And we all know I'm good. I'm damn good. Best there is. The GOAT. King. The man, the myth, the legend. Your favorite capper's favorite capper. But truth of the matter is we ended up going 1-1 on Monday night. Jameis Winston, of course, just couldn't hold on to the ball through not one, not two. And then we had a chance for the back door late in the game. And what does he do? Throws one of the worst interceptions I've ever seen. Pretty bad. Don't worry. You guys know how we do it, right? We strive to be better today than we were yesterday. So we look for perfection. We'll be looking for perfection this week. Also, I've been posting quite a bit about transparency and cleaning up the act, cleaning up the game. So I want to make sure that I get to it in this. This is very important to me, so just bear with me if you're not one of those happy guys. I am. Yep, still cry during movies. When Bambi lost her mother, still cried. Look, as influencers, we sometimes don't recognize our influence on the community. So, of course, when I get excited about games, you're also going to get excited about games. It's FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. But I made a decision, executive decision. I've decided I am going to be a part of the solution. Matter of fact, probably going to spearhead it. I'm not going to be a part of the problem. Now, I'm still going to get excited and celebrate a big win. It's human nature. Maybe a little overzealous when promoting a big game, but that's because of my confidence involved in the selection. May at times cast a big shadow, but moving forward, I promise to shine more light promoting responsible gambling. As one of the industry leaders, it's my duty to. I owe it. I owe it to the community. So moving forward on all posts, on all promotions, on all of our videos, we're going to have a warning of the risks involved, as well as a clear responsible gambling message. Guys, I want you guys to understand there is always risk involved. This is why I always tell you to make sure you bet with your heads, never above it. You want to play from a position of power. You never want to play out of desperation. If you're a guy looking to pay your bills off of sports betting, it's not for you. Pick up bowling. Pick up puzzle making. Do something else. This isn't for you. Now, for those of you who tail these picks for free picks or use this handicap just to help you in your own handicap, carry on. Continue. Perfect. What shows like this should be used for? Those of you who are going to live and die by my words, guys, that's really not the way to handle this. You should be playing with extra funds, extra money, spare cash. This should be fun. This should be a hobby. Do not sit there getting miserable over losses. Make sure you play with your heads, not above. NFL Week 14, let's go.
Jaguars versus Titans.
Titans are laying 3.5. The total here is at 39.5. So, guys, have you ever heard the expression, if it smells like fish, it's a dish. If it smells like cologne, leave it alone? My brother actually taught me that expression. And the Jaguars this week, they smell like cologne. Leave it alone. Close your eyes, take the Tennessee Titans at home. They smell like they're coming up from the bottom of the ocean, the depths of the abyss. And for all that's wrong with Tennessee, there is one thing that they do right. One thing they do perhaps better than any team in the NFL, and that's defend the pass. Best pass defense in the NFL. First in passing yards allowed, fifth best passing yards per play, third in yards per completion. They have a lockdown secondary. So Mac Jones, he's in for a disaster. And forget the score last week. The Titans offense had 3 turnovers. Still, Jaden Daniels was held to 206 yards passing. 2 of his 3 touchdowns were in short yardage situations. Will Levis, when threatened, when pressured, when made to feel uncomfortable, is prone to mistakes. He's prone to turnovers. But the good thing is the Jaguars applied no pressure. So he should feel all warm and fuzzy this week. And we're not expecting or asking him to do much. Let the run game carry the load. Tony Pollard is having a monster season. It's a bounce-back year for Pollard. 10th in rushing. And Jacksonville is 24th in run defense. 7 worse in EPA rushing allowed. Jaguars have 5 straight losses, scored 7 or less in 2 of their last 3. In this series, Tennessee is covered in 5 of the last 7. Let's make it 6 of the last 8. Let's go Titans.
Jets versus Dolphins.
The Dolphins are laying 6. The total here is at 45.5. I do expect this to get closer to a touchdown by game time. I do understand some sharps are out of their mind coming in on the Jets. They're crazy. Listen, let me start this with an apology, right? To all my listeners, I'm sorry. I should have never taken the Jets last week. I should have never backed New York, never backed Aaron Rodgers. I just thought it was a good spot, a buy after a bad loss. But I was wrong. I'm not repeating it this week. The Dolphins are in the other play here. Aaron Rodgers, I could give a fuck about Aaron. You aren't getting my money, not this week. He has under 200 yards passing in 3 straight games. He's throwing his teammates under the bus. Since Salah got fired, the Jets defense has been awful, giving up over 26 points a game. Perfect bounce back spot for the Fins. So it's Fins up. The Fins off of a loss, extra time to prepare, have not played since Thanksgiving, and that was in cold weather. You know how Tua is in cold. That was in Green Bay. Now they're going back to Miami against a terrible defense. Miami's averaged 27 a game last 6. Tua back-to-back 300-plus yard games. Last 3 games, 9 touchdowns, no interceptions, and even better, New York's not going to touch him. They rank dead last in opponent time to throw. 3 seconds, which in the NFL is an eternity. Expect Tyreek and Waddle to work themselves down the field and get open. Fins up, Miami, lay the 6.
Falcons versus Vikings.
Minnesota's laying 5. The total here is at 45.5. And I actually found this odd that the Falcons are getting all this love. The line opened at 6, quickly dropped to 5. That's clearly sharp money. Is it the fact that Kirk Cousins comes home in a revenge spot? I don't see it. Off a bye week, he threw 4 interceptions. He has 6 interceptions his last 3 games. His quarterback rating, 75 or worse in 4 of 6. He's been sacked 8 times last 3 games. And now he has to face Brian Flores, the guy who blitzes more than anyone in the NFL. Minnesota is 3rd in quarterback pressures, 9th in opponent time per throw, averaging over 3 sacks per game. And that number actually bumps up to 4 at home. Atlanta 11th in sacks allowed. Give me the Falcons team total under 20.5 here. In their last 3 games, Atlanta has scored 17, 6, and 13 points. Minnesota is 5th in scoring allowed. I don't think the Falcons get to 17, let alone 21. Falcons team total under 20.5.
Saints versus Giants.
Saints are laying 5. The total here is at 40.5. Guys, you know what time it is? I'm going to paint the picture right now. It's 3 a.m. Bartenders called last call, now for the 2nd time. You failed miserably to pick up every attractive girl at the bar. You've struck out with not only her, but their less attractive friends. Even the end of the night girls have ended the night. But there she is. You know her well. Sadly, you've been there before. You know you're going to regret it afterwards, but it just feels so right in the moment. That's the New York Football Giants for me this week. Give me the points. Give me the G-men. I'm taking the 5. Listen, Drew Lock was able to move the ball. Couple bad turnovers. All they have to do is fix the 3rd down success rate. They win that game over the Cowboys. The good news, New Orleans is 13th defensively in 3rd down conversions. They also can't stop the run, ranked 31st in EPA rush allowed, 2nd most rushing yards per play. Tyrone Tracy should have himself a day. 619 yards as a rookie, averaging 5 yards per carry. Keep it simple, stupid. That's the table. Keep it simple, stupid. Run the ball. Don't beat yourself. Force Derek Carr to make plays. It's December. It's a road game in December. It's in New Jersey. It's going to be cold. And we love Derek Carr in the cold because he's terrible in cold weather. His QBR drops from the mid-80s to low 50s when below 45 degrees. Offense is already 19th in passing, 22nd in EPA pass. Don't let a couple recent wins blind you. Saints are still 2-8 last 10. And yes, I've lowered my standards. But ugly girls need love too. Give me the Giants plus the 5.5.
J.A. Cavaliers Pro Football Triple Crown. 3 NFL games for this Sunday. 3 straight, 3 two-team parlays, 1 week, $99. His Pro Football Triple Crown must go 3-0 or the entire NFL season is free. J.A. Cavaliers Pro Football Triple Crown. Link in the description below. Click the link now and jump on the money train.
Panthers versus Eagles.
Eagles laying 13.5. The total here is at 46. And guys, I don't want to do this, but I have to do this. See, to me, this is like splitting 8s against the 10. You don't want to put more money on the table. You don't want to make 2 bad hands out of 1, but you have no choice. You have to. You have to play by the book, just like you have to take the Carolina Panthers in this spot. 13.5 is a huge number, but the Eagles are coming in off a huge win. They come in fat and happy after beating the Ravens. Everything you thought you knew about Carolina, forget it. The Panthers are a different team. Last 4 games have been decided by 3 points or less. 2 of those were against division leaders. 1 of those was against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. They've covered in 4 straight games now. Bryce Young, 2 straight games over 250 yards passing. 1 interception in his last 4 games. Chuba Herbert has the 6th most rushing yards in the NFL. Run defense isn't exactly stellar for Philly. 18th in yards allowed per carry, give up over 4 yards per carry. That's just middle of the pack. Make no mistake about it. Make no mistake about it. The Philadelphia Eagles are absolutely going to win this game. But there isn't an urgency to get there by margin. I can see a world where the Eagles play down to competition, playing with their food, coming in a little overconfident. In fact, I'm relying on it. Panthers are not going to quit, so I'm taking the 2 touchdowns. Give me Carolina plus the points.
Browns versus Steelers.
Pittsburgh's laying 7. The total here is at 44. So now, guys, this is what we do as pros, right? We take the spots that the public doesn't want. I watch what you guys watch. Jameis throwing not 1, not 2, but 3 interceptions, 2 of which went to the house. But now he is Pittsburgh, absolutely rolling. And you're going to hear this everywhere on YouTube, everywhere on social media. Revenge, revenge, revenge. Steelers' revenge game for what happened, the loss to the Browns in the blizzard. And I have no issue with the Steelers and maybe moneyline parlays. In fact, I may even encourage them. Pittsburgh probably wins this game. However, divisional game, laying 7, I'm taking Cleveland. I'm taking the points. And hear me out. 2 weeks ago, Pittsburgh won the turnover battle, held Cleveland to 1 of 10 on 3rd downs. They still lost. Broncos defense comparable to Pittsburgh's, right? Well, what's being overlooked by the 2 pick sixes was Jameis threw for 497 yards in that game and 4 touchdowns. Steelers are 21st in passing yards allowed. Defense gave up 38 last week. Mike Tomlin is awful in division games at home as a chalk. Free points, free money, Browns plus 7.
Raiders versus Buccaneers.
Bucks are laying 7. The total here is at 46. There's a lot of Raider love in Las Vegas, and it's not from the fans. Money and tickets both coming in on silver and black. I get it. 7's a big number for a team defensively challenged. But we aren't betting Tampa because we expect defense. I'm not expecting stops. I'm not expecting turnovers. I am, however, expecting points. I'm expecting Baker to get me 1 more than Aiden O'Connell. Florida parlay right here, the Bucks money line to the Dolphins money line, 2-leg money line parlay. Bucks survived in Carolina. They didn't win the game, they survived it. But Bryce Young is playing the best ball of his career. Aiden O'Connell is. Vegas gives up the 5th most points in the league, 5th worst EPA per play. Pressure rate on the quarterback, also the 5th worst in the league. Perfect for Baker Mayfield and the Bucks, right? Tampa averages 6th most points per game, 7th best EPA per play. Baker is 6th in passing yards, 3rd in touchdowns. Running game is really underrated. 4th most rushing yards per play. Bucky Irvin, just a rookie. He's splitting snaps for now. He's going to be a star. He has over 700 yards on the season. Raiders, 8 straight losses. They're going to make it 9 this week. Now, I'm not laying the 7. I'm taking the Bucks in a 2-team money line parlay.
Tell me what you gonna do now. Keep rolling.
Seahawks versus Cardinals.
Arizona laying 2.5. The total here is at 44.5. And it really is simple. Bounce back spot for Arizona. They will get their revenge over the Seahawks. Listen, the Cardinals are playing well. They're playing even better at home, averaging over 25 their last 3. Now, look, last week hurt. But if this makes any sense at all, that loss felt like a win. You went on the road across country, played against one of the hottest teams in the league, one of the best defenses in the league, and you held your ground. You didn't fold. It went down to the wire. Probably a terrible coaching decision cost you the game, kicking the field goal and not going for it. That put you up 6. The Vikings, of course, then come down, converted a long 4th down to Jefferson on what was the game-winning drive. But it showed me a lot. It showed me fight. Who is Seattle beat? The Niners win suddenly isn't so impressive. Offensive is streaky. Geno's numbers look exactly as you would think Geno's numbers look. 12 interceptions, 13 touchdowns. QBR 18th in the league. Arizona held them to 16 points, and that was an ugly, bad weather game. This is going to be all sunshine and roses. I don't see the Seahawks keeping pace. Give me the Cardinals.
Bills versus Rams.
Buffalo laying 5. The total here is at 49. Look, guys, this really should be a Ram spot. Short week, big win in a blizzard. Now they have to travel. They go from East Coast to West Coast. There is a lot of sharp money coming in on LA, but I can't get there. So I'm backing Josh Allen. Listen, in my opinion, he locked up the MVP last week. The Bills have earned my money. My father taught me as a young man, you don't leave the woman who loves you. You treat her right. You nurture and care for her. You provide for her. And in return, she will keep you fat and happy. Well, that's my relationship with the Bills. I keep backing. They keep paying. There's no reason to stop now. All Josh Allen did on Sunday night was throw 2 touchdowns, rush for a touchdown, and catch a touchdown. That's in a snowstorm. This offense is an absolute unit, can't be stopped. Honestly, what has LA done the last 4 weeks to give you any confidence? They lost to Miami at home, blown out by Philly at home. Their 2 wins over New England and New Orleans. Give me Buffalo, the Bills laying 5. Let's go.
Bears versus 49ers.
49ers laying 4. The total here is at 44. So the tickets are on the Bears. The money is slightly leaning towards the Niners. Every capper, their mother, is going to be on the Bears this week. The line's already moved. Talking heads, of course, touting Chicago. But they've been back in Chicago all season. And I get it. There is a slight narrative here. Eberflus fired for his awful clock management. That came about 5 weeks too late, by the way. But now they're expecting that interim bump, which, yeah, the interim bump is kind of a real thing. It's the dead cat bounce. Look, the issue is rookie quarterback, Caleb Williams. He's still trash. San Francisco's now coming off a horrible loss. CMC is done for the year. And still I'm taking the Niners. I'm getting a blue chip stock for the price of a penny stock. Talk Bears come back on Thanksgiving. Go ahead, right? But the Lions should have been up by 30 at half. That's the classic rule, letting bad teams back in. You're letting bad teams hang around. My point, that was more Detroit than it was Chicago. I want you to listen to these numbers. 220, 260, 330. That's what quarterbacks have done the last 3 against Chicago. 20 or more in 4 or 5 games. I'm laying 4 against a team, over on the road. The Bears have not won a road game. I get it. San Francisco's struggling. But it isn't really that serious. They lost on the last drive to Seattle, lost to Green Bay without Purdy, lost in a snowstorm. Their offense is still second in yards per play, 3rd in most yards per completion. I don't care what anybody else on YouTube says. This isn't a Bears spot. Take the Niners, buy low, give me the 49ers minus the 4.
Chargers versus Chiefs.
Chiefs are laying 4. The total here is at 43. And this is just 3 points. Look, don't roll your eyes at me. Don't act shocked. The public's not going to like it. But guys, I trust this Chargers defense way more than I trust the Chiefs defense. The Chiefs defense has given up 340 yards to Aiden O'Connell. Guess what? I also trust Justin Herbert more than I trust Mahomes. I'm getting the better defense, arguably the better quarterback, and I'm getting 3 points. I get it. The Chiefs win, but they don't cover point spreads. Listen to this stat. Chiefs have won 14 consecutive one-score games. 7 of their last 9 wins have all been by 1 score. If they can't create distance and I'm getting points, I'm always going to be in this game. Los Angeles is going to keep this close. Defense is first in points allowed, 8th in EPA, 5th in opponent quarterback rating. Helped Kansas City to 17 points earlier this season. Let's be honest. This isn't that big of a number. This isn't the big bad Mahomes. He's 9th in passing yards, 9th in QBR. Chiefs haven't covered a spread in 6 weeks. Yeah, I'm going to say that again. The Chiefs have not covered a spread in 6 weeks. They're teetering on a loss. That loss comes this week. Forget the 4 on the field. Chargers, money line. Let's go Bolts.
J.A. Cavaliers Pro Football Triple Crown. 3 NFL games for this Sunday. 3 straight, 3 two-team parlays, 1 week, $99. His Pro Football Triple Crown must go 3-0 or the entire NFL season is free. J.A. Cavaliers Pro Football Triple Crown. Link in the description below. Click the link now and jump on the money train.
That's right, guys. Get to ylose.com. That's the letter Y, LOSE.com. Free picks, stats, trends, scores, odds, and more. That's ylose.com. The letter Y, LOSE.com. Pick up this week's NFL Triple Crown. 3 max bets, 3 straight, 3 two-team parlays, 1 week, $99. Must go 6-0 or the entire NFL season is free. Link in the description below. That's it for me. I, of course, am J.A. Cavalier, your favorite capper's favorite capper. I'm going to see you guys back here next week as I break down NFL Week 15. But until then, remember, yesterday's a memory. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. You're alive. You're here now. Make it count.
Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Suffocation.